Okay, welcome aboard. Off we go. Egerton Hill Fort to the sea and a swim. Handy if I put it in gear, isn't it? A lovely track this. Although you have to be a bit careful because sometimes the farmer puts a wire across, I think because he lets the cows go across. At this point here, thankfully no wire today, but I could have you off if you weren't on top of it. There's Egerton Hill over there. Yahoo! Nice big stone hit the bash plate there, and that's what the bash plate is for. Look at those very pleasing undulations. I'd like to give some nice interesting historical information about Egerton Hill Fort, but to be honest I don't know anything about it other than it's a cracking ride and there's never anyone here. So this is school summer holidays, yet another hot day. Woohoo! Must pay attention. Normally I'm disappointed when the track ends and the road begins, but I have to say that this road at the top here is just one of the best roads ever. It's really narrow, it's really high up. Got a lovely view. Well, that looks like some fresh tarmac. To alarm anyone. Well, that's a first. Don't often see people up there. Just tractors and whatnot. I mean, look at that. I'll turn around in a minute and show you the view. I may have to just stop. Pretty cool, huh? That's the first trail. We've got one more trail and then we're at the sea. And I don't know about you, but I'm going straight in. Nice little hump here where you can take off. There he is. There we are. Right. So there's a boring bit of road here where we cross the A35. So what I'll do is I'll pull over, I'll stop filming, and I'll pick up again on the next trail, which is only about 5-10 minutes ride from here. Okay, this is lane 2 on our epic adventure. Runs up from Ford Farm, goes across to the Coast Road, which is one of the most popular motorcycling roads in the area. I think it's considered to be one of the most beautiful rides in England. I'd be inclined to agree. So yeah, back there I had a little bit of a drama. Thankfully it was all in my head, but I was fiddling with the camera at the top of Egerton Hill, and I have to wear my glasses to see anything, and of course left my glasses on the back of my bike and rode away, and then got to here, realised I didn't have them, and then slipped into a spiral of panic thinking, oh no, in this climate those glasses could trigger a fire and then I shall feel guilty. Never normally see anyone here. That's interesting. Yeah, so I started thinking, oh no, if my glasses trigger a fire at the top of Egerton Hill, then I'll just feel terrible. Oh well. Thankfully I went back and found them. So all's well that ends well. You can really do without adding things to worry about, can't you, in this day and age. Talking of which, when we get to the sea, maybe we'll have a few contemplative moments listening to the waves. But before we get there, put a little bit of high impact action. Pretty soon we'll get our first glimpse of the sea. Just over the brow of that hill there. Up and over here. All right, boys and girls. Any minute now. Ain't she purty? What a view. I guess what I'm serving up here today is essentially an audio-visual surf and turf. Bit busy on the coast road. So we're going to go down there, past Abbotsbury Gardens, and along the Chesil. Find a quiet spot, get in there. Ice cream, anyone? You can see the fleet. Heading out to Portland there. Slightly hazy, I don't know if that affects anything on the camera. Still pretty cool though. Go down past the subtropical gardens. Right, they're asking 30. I better oblige. A lot of people around down here anyway, I expect. Hopefully when we get down past the car park here where there's a cafe, you can go along that road for quite a long way. It's actually a green lane, but last time I was there it was closed, so it's probably still closed, so I'll get as far as I can, and then in theory that should take us away from where the people are. And it's not about you joggers who go round and round. I've been trying to cut down on my pork life lately, but you know, get some exercise. No parking area beyond this point, none required. On the road. Came down here in the spring foraging, and these plants here, which are sea kale, they get flowering heads on them that look very much like broccoli, taste very much like broccoli. Yeah, and you can pick them and eat them, very nice. And I did just that. It's a brief window though. You can eat the leaves too at that point because they're nice and tender, but if you were to eat them now, it will be like eating a flannel. Not that I've ever eaten a flannel, but how I would imagine a flannel would feel in the mouth. A lot of gravel over the road. Still. Look at that. Nice and still over there, isn't it? Not a soul around. There's an interesting pillbox there. See a lot of these pillboxes along this beach. Because apparently during the Second World War it was widely thought that if Hitler was going to invade England, it would be along this coastline because it's so long and so easy for some, you know, for them to invade without being spotted, I guess. So you see a lot of these pillboxes along here. You can fact check that if you like, but I did read it online, so it must be true. suppose I better look for a spot where I can get on the beach. You know, what with all these people being there and that. All these towels laid out. Another pillbox there. Right, so at this point it turns into a track, which is cool. So this bit isn't closed, although it was closed at one point. Yeehaw! That was fun. Yeah, it's still not closed. Alright, if I can pull up somewhere along here, I think I'll go in. I reckon this will do for me. Let's just take a moment and just contemplate the sea.